This is Simon Romero reporting for the New York Times. November is a month of celebration across Colombia's port city of Cartagena. The focus is on beauty, and those in search of it may get double vision.
The people can forget their problems in these days as we focus on enjoying the parties and celebrate that we have a beauty queen.
Cartagena has 2 parallel pageants each year. 19-year-old Yvonne Palencia lives in one of the poorest slums called Boston. She's a contender in the People's Pageant, which draws hopefuls from blighted neighborhoods across the city. Many of these aspiring queens grew up surrounded by poverty and violence.
They all come from marginal zones which are vulnerable to social problems, where you're finding girls of 12 and 13 who are already mothers and other problems of violence among teenagers.
Miles away on the same night at the national pageant, judges are appraising contestants that are often light-skinned and born into prominent families. Their resumes brag of overseas education and language training. There are 2 pageants because there are 2 Cartagenas. Miss Colombia is chosen in the Cartagena of the beautiful old city, where the international jet set comes to play, and local officials declare their intentions to be the Monte Carlo of the Caribbean. While plastic surgery is normal in the national pageant, the women in the rival pageant can't afford such luxuries.
No, not one has had plastic surgery. All of them are natural. They always want to show the nice face of Cartagena, never its poverty.
The People's Pageant represents the dominant reality in this impoverished city. Residents of the slums are often descended from Afro-Colombian slaves and rarely rise economically. Most outsiders won't enter the neighborhood of Boston for fear of being robbed. As we stroll through the unpaved streets, Yvonne's supporters serve as guardians. Yvonne's house doesn't have a floor, just mud. The pageant this year is especially important as Cartagena celebrates 200 years since it declared its independence from Spain. While every candidate wants to win, not all the backstage drama comes from the aspiring queens. The final night is made up of dancing shows and the evening gown selection. A sign hangs at the pageant, One Cartagena, the city's pledge to bridge the gap between the poor and the rich. The winner is announced. Yvonne is the people's queen. Yvonne hopes that her coronation will draw attention to her neighborhood.
It's very important for my community that I won this, because this should help get projects up and running.
And now, wearing the crown, maybe there's a chance for her to leave Boston's poverty behind.